Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the previous lectures, we discussed the first part about phonetics, and we discussed how speech sounds are made, the consonants, I mean. So we talked about the places of articulation, the manner of articulation, and about voicing. Today we have to sum up everything and put it into chart so you know how to call the sounds. So let's move on, and as you can remember, okay, we said that we need to know this chart or something like this chart. Okay, here we got place of articulation, and the one to down here is manner of articulation. Now, and in those spaces here that we will fill up, we'll have the different places of articulation, and here we have the manner of articulation. So the first group of sounds are known as stops. Stop. Okay, any stops. Okay, then we have here the places of articulation. We got whether bilabial, then we got labiodental, then after labiodental we have the what is known as the dental or interdental, if you want. Then after the dentals we have the alveolars. After the alveolars we have the alveopalatals, or the palatals if you want, palatal. And then we get velar, and finally glottal. So these are the sounds according to place of articulation, the sounds of English according to place of articulation. So we have them bilabial, labiodental, dental, alveolar, palatal, velar, and glottal. Now, according to manner of articulation, we have the stops, and we have the fricatives, then we have affricates, then we have nasal or nasals, then we have the liquids, and glides. So these are the sounds of English according to their place of articulation and according to their manner of articulation. Now, what we have to do is to fill up this chart. Now, let me change the color of the pen. So let me change the color of the pen first of all. And let's choose the okay. Now, as you can see here, let's just recall the stop sounds. And we said in order to say that a sound is a stop, we need a complete oral and nasal closure. So if we try that, we'll find out that we have the ep sound, and the eb sound. And to make the oral closure, complete oral closure, we use both lips. So we call it bilabial. So it is a stop. It's a stop sound. It is bilabial sound. Now the one to the left is voiceless. The one to the right is voiced. So ep, ep. Do you have any labiodental stops? No. Do we have dental stops? No. Do you have alveolar stops? Yes. We have it and ed. Again, the it is a stop. It is alveolar because the tongue touches the alveolar ridge, and the it is voiceless, and the ed is voiced. Palatal, do we have any palatal stop? No. Do you have any velar stop? Yes, we have the ek and the egg. So the back of the tongue touches the velum for the egg, and it touches the velum for the egg as well. Egg is voiceless, while egg is voiced. The one to the left is voiceless, the one to the right is voiced. Do we have any glottal stop in English? As a phoneme, no. As a phoneme, no, but we have it as an allophone. Now, so these are the 6 sounds here. Ep, ep, et, ed, ek, egg are the English stops, the English plosives. Now, how can we name them? How can we name them? Okay. First of all, which sound do you want to name? Let's choose this one, for example. This one, the it sound. Now, the it sound, how to give it a name? You have to start with voicing. So you have to decide is this sound a voiced or voiceless? It is voiceless, so it is voiceless. Then, what is the place of articulation? It is alveolar. So voiceless, alveolar, stop. This is its name. Voiceless, alveolar, stop. Voiceless, alveolar, stop. Ed, on the other hand, is voiced, alveolar, stop. Egg, for example, is voiced, velar, stop. Voiced, velar, stop. So it depends on the sound that you want to describe. So this is how we can read this chart. So how about fricatives? Do you have any bilabial fricative in English? No. Do you have any labiodental fricatives? Yes. We have the F and F. F and F are 2 labiodentals. Labiodentals means the lower lip with the upper front teeth. Do you have any dentals? Do you have your tongue between your teeth during the production of one of the fricatives? Yes. We have it for F and F. Please do remember those 2 sounds. Okay, F as in thin and F as in then. Do you have any alveolar fricatives? Yes, we have. We have the S and the S. Do you have any palatal? Yes, we have the alveopalatals, which are the ish sound and the ish sound. Do you have any velar fricative in English? No. Do you have any glottal fricative? Yes, it is the ha sound. Okay? So, those are the fricatives in English. The fricatives in English. F, F, S, ish, and ha. Now, the sounds to the left are voices. The sounds to the right are voiced. So, F, for example, what is the name of the F? What is the full description of the F? F is the voiceless labiodental fricative. While for example, is voiced palatal fricative. Voiced palatal fricative. So this is how we read it. How about the ha? The ha is voiceless glottal fricative. Voiceless glottal fricative. So this is how it works. Now, how about affricates? In English, we have 2 affricates only. 2 affricates, and both of them are alveopalatals. And for you here, it is palatal. It is the H and edge. H and edge. H is the voiceless palatal affricate, while edge is the voiced palatal affricate. Now, do you have any nasals in English? Yes. We have the bilabial nasal M. We have the alveolar nasal N. And we have the velar nasal Ng. Okay? Ng sound. So, pay attention that all nasals are voiced. All nasals are voiced. So, M is voiced, N is voiced, and Ng is voiced. M is the voiced bilabial nasal. N is the voiced alveolar nasal, while Ng is the voiced velar nasal. Do you have any liquids? Yes, of course, we have the 2 liquids in English. 2 liquids in English, namely the L and R, and both of them are both of them are alveolars, L and R. L and R. Both of them are alveolar, both of them are voiced. So L is voiced alveolar liquid, and R is voiced alveolar liquid. And I told you to write lateral for the L sound. So the name for the L will become voiced alveolar lateral liquid. Lateral liquid. And finally, do you have any glides? Yes, we have the O sound, a W sound, which is bilabial. Sorry, bilabial. I can't write here. Okay, this is the one, W. W sound and Y sound, which is the palatal one. So W sound or O sound is the voice bilabial glide, while Y is the voiceless, voiced by palatal glide. Voiced palatal glide. So these are the sounds. Now, what do you expect? What do you expect to have in your exam? One of the things that you expect to have in your exam is questions about something like this. So let me move it. Let me move down. Okay, and we'll discuss it. So, what do we have here? Okay, let me clear this. Clear it. Okay, now let's have a look here. Okay, in the exam, you might be asked. You might be asked to identify it, for example. What is the name for the it? Give a full description of the it, for example. This is a kind of the question. So, and ish, for example. Okay, M, for example. Okay, etc. So I write the names for them. The names for them. So the name for the it, for example, is voiceless, alveolar, fricative. While for ish, it is voiceless as well, voiceless, and whether you write alveopalatal or palatal, it makes no difference in this class. So we write palatal, and sorry, for this one, sorry, I was thinking about ish. Voiceless alveolar stop. It is not fricative. Voiceless alveolar stop. Now for this one, voiceless palatal fricative. Voiceless palatal fricative. Now M is voiced bilabial nasal. Now this is one kind of the question. So I give you the sound and you give me the full description of it. And I might ask you to identify it the other way around. Okay, so what is, for example, what is the voiceless or voiced alveolar stop? What is the voiced alveolar stop? And you have to write, it is ed. Now, what is the voiced labiodental fricative? Voiced labiodental fricative, and you should write if, okay, etc. So this can be like this, okay, or in any way around. So what you have to do is to be able to identify each sound, to write the name of each sound, to know the symbol, and to know its name, its full description. Okay, the description consists of voicing, place of articulation, and manner of articulation. And this is the arrangement. Yani you can't say stop alveolar voices. You can't say alveolar voices stop. Okay, you have to say it is the voices alveolar stop. Okay, the name. Okay, again, so you have to memorize them according to voicing, place of articulation, and manner of articulation. لحد هون بكون هو الامتحان تبعكم الميد. اوكي، فكل الماده اللي اخذناها السابقه مع المادة هاي لليوم هو اللي داخل معاكم في امتحان المد. بالتوفيق لكم جميعا. ما يشرح بعد ذلك يعني غير داخل في الامتحان المد تبعكم. أرجو لكم التوفيق، والامتحان قائم في موعده. شيكوا على برنامجكم وادخلوا على الامتحان في موعده إن شاء الله. أنا بحط لكم إياه بذلك الوقت والتاريخ. الله يعطيكم العافية. وأي سؤال بدكم إياه بتبعثوا لي على الموقع، ما في مشكلة بنجاوبكم إن شاء الله. يعطيكم العافية. السلام عليكم.